Screen Bros, episode 2, that you guys know about.
Yeah, we're back at it somehow.
We're back at it again. Second time we've recorded this video because yours truly doesn't know what the hell he's doing and didn't record the audio. But forget that. We're here today to discuss a movie.
We're here to and you know what? We might have a better take now that we've sat and thought about this movie a little bit longer.
Now I've beat myself up about sucking. The movie we have today, we're gonna do Army of the Dead.
Zack Snyders Army of the Dead.
Zack Snyder. Oh yeah, you can't forget Zack Snyder.
You can't. A Zack Snyder film. It says right there.
Yeah. Army of the Dead. All right. So let's start this out fresh.
Let's get in it.
I love how we do the general take, kind of out the gate, and it just tangents off. So Steve, what are you thinking of this movie? The generalize. How do you feel about the movie, man?
Quick take. I wanted to like it, but I fucking hated it.
I feel like this is a trend.
Is it though? Like
I don't know. Maybe it's just the movies we pick that we're just let down. Because I'm the same.
Or maybe
boat.
maybe I'm like nostalgia hits me and I like old movies or newer movies just are shittily written. Is that a thing? Can I say that? Shittily written?
Shittily, it should be a thing.
I don't know. I just feel like this movie was not fast tracked, but like rushed, and things weren't thought about past the point of them saying, "Well, that's cool. Let's do that."
Yes. I feel that way about the two movies we watched, for the most part.
Exactly. It was like, hey, we got these cool set pieces we're going to do, but after that set piece, how do we tie that into the main story? I don't fucking know. Whatever, just make it happen.
Oh, yeah. It definitely feels like, just put in cool-looking shit and booms and explosions. And then
exactly. I mean, obviously, okay, so you got Dave Bautista, who I thought is the best actor in this movie. I think he holds the movie together. I think without him, this movie will be even worse. But saying that, did he do anything outside of his main acting? You know what I mean? Like, okay, he had a touching part at the end, which I thought was very well done. We talked in the last episode that is now a lost episode about how
my bad.
Dave Bautista was really good in Blade Runner 2049 with being a super serious actor, and like you compare him to The Rock, and like, okay, The Rock is dominating the world right now. He's the highest paid action star out there, but does he have the chops to do what Dave Bautista does in Blade Runner, or even this movie at the end? I don't think The Rock does. So
no, I think they're different ends of the spectrum, right? I get different ends of the spectrum with them. A little bit more dramatic, and the other one's a little bit more of a, I don't know, like almost a comedian, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so if you look at The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson, if we're being real, look at The Rock when he was in wrestling. He was mostly a comedic, serious character. Is he doing that in all his movies? So I don't see range there. Am I not enjoying The Rock on screen? Hell yeah, I'm enjoying everything he does, but he just doesn't have the range of a Dave Bautista.
Yeah. I give it that. I'm 100% with that. Like you said, that like I don't think there was a scene besides the very end with the interaction and his daughter, I don't think there was anything I really thought stood out acting-wise in this whole movie. For the most part, I could pick out
spoilers.
Scenes,
we're gonna get spoilers real quick. So in the spot where they're in the basement right before the elevator, where that girl that's like, I guess, came just for him. So she's there because not for the money, but for Dave Bautista, and she's, giving I guess a, hey, we should be together kind of thing.
It's getting deep there, right?
It's getting deep. And I thought Dave Bautista's, even though he's not really saying much, his face is telling a good story there, right? You're like, okay, this guy does care. This guy, maybe there's a little more than what they showed in the beginning of, they may have seen or done stuff before the zombie apocalypse in Vegas or whatever. And then
spoilers.
They did something, right, that this is the only part of the movie that I did not see coming. They opened the doors and just
they exorcised that lady, her head. And not only that, the way they made it look just felt so real.
I liked it that like the expression on her face was, what's happening? Is something wrong? Like, I'm fine. No, you're not, bitch. Your fucking neck is destroyed. And then
it was ridiculous.
It was, and that, to me, that was the only like part that, like I said, took me by surprise and made me go, ooh, okay, what else we got in this movie? And then nothing fucking happens like that.
Yeah. There's some note. If we're talking about old neck snappage and their deaths. I do
like the neck snappage.
There is gore. There's a good amount of gore in this.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of blood splatting everywhere. There's a lot of...
Which you kind of...
I say?
It's insinuated. I came for it,
Oh, yeah. So let's take it back real quick. So Zack Snyder did Dawn of the Dead in the early 2000s, which
I love it. I feel like it's almost a cult movie now.
I agree with that. So you had, before that, obviously the original Dawn of the Dead with slow-moving zombies and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. That was one of the first, besides, what's the one in Britain, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, oh, yeah, 28. I loved that.
Besides that there wasn't really very fast-moving zombies, right? So then Zack Snyder says, well, I'm going to change the game up, and we're going to have some crazy, zombies running around, and that, added a more sense of, oh, shit, right?
Yeah.
I really like Dawn of the Dead. A lot of people say it's like campy and whatever. I don't see that movie being campy or shitty whatsoever. I think it does what it set out to do, and it does it very well.
I think
this movie,
go ahead.
This movie does not set out to do what it does or tries to do. So, looking at the trailers and hearing what this movie was going to be months ago, I was really excited for this. You got the whole idea of, okay, zombies are only in one spot in Las Vegas. Okay, what better place to have zombies than Las fucking Vegas?
I was also
right?
sold by that, by the way. By the idea of this.
That whole idea.
Sold by it 100%.
Right. The whole opening credits, the first 5 minutes or whatever of the movie, tells a better story than it does after those credits. Right? There's a little movie in the beginning. Right. And that it did exactly what it needed to do, and it was awesome. The only thing that I thought was a little janky was right at the end where they dropped the last box in or whatever to close off the city. Like, okay, they wouldn't do it that way, but whatever. It's a movie. I could just suspend my disbelief. I thought that was really well done. I was pumped right there. And then it just goes, meh. Yeah,
100%. Speaking of that intro, I thought that intro was great also. And then I was also kind of let down a little bit, man. I felt even at the beginning, I felt like they started filling it felt like there's plot holes that are slowly growing larger and larger and larger as we get
for sure
further into the movie, man. Like I don't know, like some stuff I couldn't even believe. I don't know, maybe it's between some of the holes and some of the acting, but what was his name, Sonata, the guy from Mortal Kombat, right? The other guy we were talking about, great actor, right?
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah. That whole that's how you say it. And the basic premise. And then, the why, why would you do it that way? I feel like there's other ways to handle this that, I don't know.
Well, okay, so if you're looking at it and you're diving into the movie itself, he's doing that as a distraction to get what he really wants, which is a head of, I don't know if they wanted to get the queen head or if they just needed like a main zombie head, right? So that brings into the question of, did they really need to bring a squad into Las Vegas to get money to distract them to get the head of a zombie when in
him
reality,
and the coyote ran off by themselves anyways, right? So
that's what I'm getting to is why couldn't he just go in, the main security guy go in with the coyote and do exactly what they did? Maybe bring in one extra person as the offering or whatever.
That was literally the first people they ran into zombie-wise too, the second they ran in.
And the only thing that was around was the tiger, which goes, hey, I'm here, and then just goes away, and they go, okay, cool, we're good now. The tiger can't see us move afterwards.
On a good note, I like the way that tiger looked.
The tiger looked great. The kill, too, the tiger kill was great. I thought it was well done. The first punch, though, that was a little too much for me, where it kind of just, flicks him and he flies. Like, all right, you don't get superpowers when you're a fucking zombie tiger. Or maybe you do because we don't know what these zombies really are, and if he got bit by the main Omega or Alpha or whatever they're calling him, sure, he could be a powered zombie. I don't know.
Does the tiger eat other zombies? Does the tiger know? Can the tiger differentiate between the dead and the non-dead? What is the tiger about? I'm curious.
Well, we don't know, and I don't think we're going to get the answer to that. And there's a zombie horse as well. Did he bite the horse and eat the horse? Here's my other thing, and this is going to get into it, and we kind of talked about it in the last episode, is so you get that perv guy with the mustache in the beginning of the movie. They make sure to to show you that he's an ass bag and whatnot.
Juice. He was Juice from Sons of Anarchy, who I thought he did great acting there, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. I believe for every second he was on screen, I was like, this guy's a D-bag, so he's going to get his. Obviously, he gets his. But the problem I have, and this is kind of going back to every other zombie movie, is in order to make more zombies, you need to bite people as a zombie. Yes. But if you're feeding frenzies happening and you're watching people's limbs and things get eaten and thrown apart and whatnot, how is that zombie going to come back and be effective as a zombie if it has no internals to keep itself upright, or it doesn't have legs or arms or whatever? So what I'm getting to is they throw this guy in the pool section, whatever, and they show the other zombies lift him up, and then all these zombies start eating him. Okay?
Yes, yes.
Then you go to the end of the movie, and he's walking around like he's just a regular zombie without any bite marks but like one on him.
Yes, that was, even his clothes were barely...
Right, wouldn't he be torn the fuck apart? Like, that's my only issue with some zombie movies is, like, if somebody's going to get eaten, get them eaten. They're gone.
Yeah,
some zombies don't become full zombies because you needed to eat all of them. You know what I mean?
Honestly, and that whole, him being there and his whole little role and that whole little baby story of him and Dave Bautista's daughter felt almost unnecessary to me. I guess they had to build a relationship between the two lead lady characters in the beginning, but you didn't even see that. The second one didn't even end up being a lead character.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, because then they go and rescue her for whatever reason. We're led to believe that they have a close bond. Okay, cool. The movie's as long as it needs to be anyways. Don't add any more filler there to make sure that you know that these people are close. Okay, I can suspend my disbelief. But then you go and rescue this person for whatever reason, and then you just forget about her because they put her in the chopper, and then the chopper goes down.
Where'd she go?
You don't get any... Right. Maybe in the black smoke you might see that she's dead or she got chucked and we didn't see it, but give me some closure there. Like, you're showing me the Tig Notaro lady with a fucking thing shooting out of her chest. She's dead. Cool.
Yep.
But I don't know what happened to the other person.
Yeah. Bunch of little things like that were just enough for me to fall out of this movie.
Exactly.
You know?
And I mean, if you look at the Metascore on IMDb, I believe it's at a 57. So it's right there.
Yeah.
The regular IMDb rating, if you want to say, is a 5.9. I'm sure the Rotten Tomatoes, I don't even want to look it up. It's probably just at the same or lower.
Yeah.
It's right where it needs to be.
I got a question. So, is there anything for you that is shining in this movie? Anything that stuck out that was good? Because I know a lot of this stuff so far has been pretty on the lower end of this.
Yeah, so obviously Zack Snyder brings a certain style and look to his movies. This follows that same suit. The movie looks great. It's shot great. The cinematography is great. The way scenes flow into each other is great. Is bar none top-tier movie making. But that's the way Zack Snyder does everything he does. But his stories never really flush out the way I think he tries to do. Look at Sucker Punch. Great-looking movie, amazing sound, amazing visuals.
I always forget about Sucker Punch.
Right. Everybody does, because besides it looking like a very nice movie to put on at a Best Buy to see what this TV looks like, there's nothing of substance there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Dawn of the Dead is a little different, but he had something to work with Dawn of the Dead. He was remaking a movie that was already existing. So there's a plot point there, whatever. He can just expand upon it.
I love that movie, too. I love how they did it. I feel like they took a couple things from that movie, but they didn't take the right things. I loved how in Dawn of the Dead, it was like character by character, and it gave you just enough to where you knew what these people were about, and you believed them.
Sure, exactly.
This movie, I felt like they tried to do the same thing, but fell short on the majority with these characters.
And I think so. With Dawn of the Dead, you have the, how would I say, low points or points where you can grow with the character. So you have the beginning, which sets up the whole thing, and everything's going crazy. Then when they get to the mall, everything's a little, toned down, and we're learning about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with that, you're able to grow with the characters or sympathize with certain people and be like, okay, yeah, I like this guy or I don't like this guy or whatever. And obviously they're showing you who to like and who not to like.
Yep.
I don't get that in this movie other than, okay, I know the security guy is going to be bad because they're telling me he's going to be the bad guy and we don't trust him. Okay, maybe write a little smarter. I'm not a fucking idiot and I can follow plot points super easy.
Yeah.
And if you're spoon feeding it to me, I'm going to automatically not like your movie.
That's a great way. Honestly, that's a great way to put that. Like,
right.
if you're developed, right, and then you are just gifted this so easy. Then,
sure.
Yeah, I get that 100%.
Well, you can't as a filmmaker think that your audience is dumber than they are because they've watched movies. They're obviously here to watch a movie. They know what movies and how they work, and there's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end, right?
Yeah.
So don't think that they don't know stuff is happening or stuff can happen.
Yeah. Give
or
the viewer
stuff
more
hasn't
credit.
already. Exactly. So write in a way that doesn't insult your audience.
Okay. Yep. Get it. 100%.
Because I was insulted.
Honestly, for me, right, I'm almost right there with you with most things. I loved the idea of this movie. Almost everything else fell short for me. Almost everything else fell short for me.
Exactly. Like
So,
the idea of this movie on paper is genius. Going to Las Vegas, having it a giant playground to do whatever you want with, but they don't really do a lot with it. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yep.
we're at a casino and there's slot machines and money flying in the air. Wow.
look, give
But what
me
else did they do?
give Screen Bros your money
We'll make
and
a better
let us
fucking-
do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, okay. Let's
Let
be
us
real.
loose, you know?
Las Vegas has the Eiffel Tower. It has Lady Liberty,
Yeah.
or not Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. Why not use those two things in your movie in a cool way?
At least
You know what I
take
mean?
them to the In-N-Out burger that's there, you know?
Right. Or just something.
You would have
Well, so
gained a
they
little bit
show-
of praise for me, you know?
Right. Well, they show the one guy standing on top of, I believe, the Statue of Liberty, right? But that's
Yeah.
it. Why not make a cool scene where they blow it up and like the arm comes down and kills one of the zombies or kills one of the main people?
Yeah,
or
how'd he get up
they
there?
got to
Did he
do
climb up
something
there?
on. I can probably. Well, so it's not as big as the real one is, right?
I know, but still, he's just up at the very top of that thing. Was it broken up? Anyway, sorry, that's ridiculous tangent.
But But see what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
we're coming up with better ideas in 5 minutes than they showed in this movie, and they had how long to write it, and how many different versions. And
I know.
you're in a sandbox of unlimited possibilities with cool shit to do. And what did they do besides what you would do in a casino?
Yeah. Well, before
You know?
how about this? Before we, because since we're trying to keep this one a little bit short, before we run
We'll
out
keep
of
it
time,
tight.
how about you? So, speaking of things not fitting together, there's a story I actually enjoyed with the making of this, right? Which was that
Okay.
whole Chris D'Elia scandal. You want to get in depth
Sure.
about that, Steve?
All right, so basically, Chris D'Elia, we all know, had some sexual allegations against him. He was in this movie as the chopper pilot. What's the actual name of the chopper pilot?
Tig Notaro.
Well, it's Peters is the name in the
Oh
movie.
yeah,
right?
Marianne
Yeah.
Peters.
Right, but I'm sure it was probably like Mike Peters or some shit. And they
Richard
just-
Peters. Richard
Richard
Johnson
Peters.
Peters.
So,
Very good.
anyway, so this person was recast after they shot this movie. So they had to digitally put Tig Notaro in this movie in all these scenes that Chris D'Elia was already in. There's a couple scenes that you're like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't really see it. But once you do know it and you see it, obviously you're like, well, Jesus, green screened in there. I think they did a very good job with it. I'm not quite sure if
The script
It was
was
always-
changed too. Like maybe
I
things were
don't
left
think-
out. I don't know.
I think maybe a couple things might have been left out, like, hey, shit, we can't physically make this shot happen because it's just, too much. Or I think the way she's acting, she's doing Chris D'Elia's delivery almost exactly how he did his lines.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple times where I'm like, wow, that sounds stupid for her to say that. Or the way she says it, I'm like, that doesn't sound like how she said the last line.
Yeah. I can see that.
So I think she was trying to just do that character because, you obviously have the reactions of the other characters reacting to what they're saying. So you kind of have to just stay along with what that person already put down on tape. Well, digital, whatever tape. So I thought it was very well done, though.
I thought that she, since she didn't have interaction with Batista whatsoever, that was a
No,
good
not
job.
not at all.
And I didn't find out about this until afterwards. So,
Sure.
but one of my main concerns was her acting in the beginning, and now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Once you learn that, you go, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. Because there was a couple points where even my wife, I didn't tell her about it, and she was just like, this person's, okay, that's weird. Why would she say that? Or why is she like weirdly walking somewhere? And then I told her, she's like, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I think there's a few things left on this list that we haven't
A few
checked
things.
off the box, right? And that
Sure.
we
checking
talked
boxes.
very briefly about some of the cast members, but the casting for this as a whole, I don't know. I feel about it at all. I think Dave Bautista was great, like you said, but we didn't get a chance to see any of this. Everyone kind of served their purpose. I didn't really think anyone was horrible.
No, nobody
You
stuck
know,
out as being
like-
like, why were you cast for this role?
Yeah, they're all new. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are faces
No.
I don't recognize.
Sure.
frequent, so.
I did like the safecracker guy, and I want to kind of get into that. And
I do too.
the whole, so the biggest,
He felt
I'm
like the
learning how to
comic
speak.
relief. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But
No,
I felt like he
interrupt me
took
all
the
you want.
pilot's place as the comic relief. in the film.
But I thought his was the best character in the movie, and I didn't get enough of him. Now, is that a good or a bad thing? Because you always want to have somebody wanting more, right? So the issue, though, that I have is seeing the movie, I thought this was going to be a heist movie in zombie Vegas. I did not get what I was advertised to get, and I'm a little mad about that because I love a good heist movie. Give
and
me
then you
anything
put zombies
you want.
in there, and you
And
got
then
yourself
and I love a good zombie movie. I love a good shitty zombie movie as well. But this was promising to be a good heist zombie movie, and because it's not, it pisses me off a little bit.
How can you fail at that? That's why we're so angry, you know?
Right. I wanted to see him cracking that safe. What did we get? Him turning a couple dials and I got it.
And then telling everyone
it's going to take me 30 minutes. Right. Like, okay, I get it. And maybe there was a lot left on the cutting room floor and whatnot, but I wanted to see the whole, okay, zombies are coming down and we got to crack the safe and they're right here. But nope, they're just learning how to use the elevator later.
Yeah, same way. That felt muddled together. Like them going between floors. That whole section, the whole middle part of the movie felt muddled together.
It did. After and we brought this up in the last episode of how they said that the zombies were hibernating, or that the ones that were like almost dead, if it started raining, they might come back to life. I was like, okay, that could be cool. Let me see something with that. And then they didn't go anywhere with it.
And then nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. What the?
Why even say it then?
Yeah. That was a great conceptually. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
That
and
brought
the
me
whole
back into
thing
the
where
movie
they're.
too, and then it just didn't happen, you know?
And then when they're going through the zombies that are kind of hibernating, I was like, okay, this is cool. This could go. I mean, I obviously know where it's going to go because somebody's going to either drop a pan or this or that or blah, 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 and they're going to wake up. They did something differently than I thought they were going to do, but I knew that fucking dude was going to be like, fuck you, bitch. You know,
everybody
you're getting... Right. And
even the characters knew that he was. It's super weird, man.
So why write that? You know what I mean? Like, why show it that way if you're trying to... I don't know. You write it that way unless the helicopter pilot is actually the bad guy, right? And then it's like, oh, shit. I thought it was going to be the guy that you're saying is the bad guy the whole time, and then this person's the bad guy?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been cool. Flip it. You know what I mean? Make us not see something coming, not just a neck snap, you know?
Yeah, it felt like they were joking. Like,
right.
That all felt... And then it was serious. So at that point, I didn't know how to feel. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do at that point. It just took that also took me out. Like when they're blatantly guessing what's happening, when they blatantly say that this guy is a bad guy. Like another part in the movie while we're talking about this before we do get towards the end in our scores is when they were in the safe and Vandero, Omari Hardwick, that actor, right? And he was I thought he was foreshadowing exactly what the ending was going to be when he's talking about that they'd already been here, and it's like a time or like a multiverse concept or something. I was like, okay, all right, you got me again.
I was in at that point.
I was like, you got me again, and then nothing.
So
nothing.
Yeah, and they even show when they first get in there and they find that other map, like, oh shit, there's been another team in here. If you look at the people sitting around that desk or table that are dead, they're all wearing the same clothes that everybody else is wearing at the moment.
Part of me.
Then when they go
ahead.
Yeah, when they go in the basement again. Same thing. When he starts talking about it being kind of a time groundhog loop, they all have the same clothes as well. And I'm like, oh, dude, do this. Please. This would be amazing.
So that's like my one little, I'm still hooked just for that single thing. Like if they do make a second one, it doesn't end up in freaking New Mexico, right? But then they redo this. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know. You probably already know if they were contracted for a second, you know?
Well, I'm going to say this. So right now, this is one of Netflix's most popular movies ever.
Yeah.
It is number one on IMDb right now. Right. So they would be dumb to go, yeah, we're not going to make another one. So they're going to. And they left it obviously open to make another one. Am I going to watch that other one? Of course I am. Because there are certain plot points, like you just said, that make me interested in it, right? If they somehow go, okay, we're going to do the groundhog thing, and that guy is really not dead or didn't get bit or whatever, he's just going to wake up on the plane or go to sleep on the plane and wake up and it's the same day. Do that shit and do it differently. And they go, shit, oh, I know what's happening. He's not here for the money. He's here for the head. And then you do something else with it. Amazing. That's the next movie you do.
Yeah, I love that idea. And I got that vibe from that towards the end. But I don't know.
It's because it's something different. Right? That's what I'm saying. Do something different. I've seen zombie movies. Everybody's seen zombie movies. They know what happens. Everybody fucking dies and the one guy stays alive and whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do something different. Do an Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and change the fucking game.
Aren't they supposed to be doing a tangent? Aren't they supposed to be making another one of those? But didn't I
They've
hear
talked about it for a while. I believe Emily Blunt was on like the Tonight Show and not Jimmy Kimmel. Fucking what's guy who laughs at
I
everything
love
in
the
SNL.
initial title for that movie before they decided to change it.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah.
I love that's.
Because people didn't know what it was. And they had to
yeah,
change it.
yeah.
I get it. I get it.
That was so much better.
It was,
Whatever.
and that
Edge
movie
of
is. I'm gonna.
Tomorrow.
There's two movies that I say are the best Tom Cruise movies. Hate me all you want. Collateral, Edge of Tomorrow. Every other
Collateral.
movie, Tom Cruise is the same.
Even
character.
Jamie Foxx. If we ever do like a side movie from back in the day, that movie you want to do something with high scores almost all the way across the board. Collateral.
Right there.
Collateral.
I'm gonna say this. I do have a podcast and we talk about movies and whatnot. Blah 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 blah. It's called The Decision Reel. Check it out. Anyways, we were going into a little fun facts for that, and Adam Sandler actually was cast to play Jamie Foxx's character in Collateral.
Oh,
but
thank
turned
God
it down,
he didn't.
Right, turned it down to be in Spanglish. But imagine, have you seen Uncut Gems, right?
Yeah, great. Oh,
imagine him doing that in Collateral.
Yeah, that was wild. Seeing him do that role and fulfill that role, that was wild. Anyways.
A lot of people just like, man, fuck Adam Sandler. No, Adam Sandler is great.
All right. We're getting off topic. So, I think we touched base on most. Is there anything else before we give the scores, Steve? What do you or the
I will
score?
say, I like the direction of the movie. I like the cinematography. I like the effects. Nothing felt cheap, bad, whatever. I didn't like the story, and we could have done better.
Yes, I would like to also add that we could have done better. I liked the whole idea of the movie. The execution.
Hollywood, call us.
the execution of the movie was lackluster. You know.
Yep.
But you know what? Maybe they'll listen to us. You know, for the next one. Who knows?
I would. We got the best idea yet.
Like I said, just give us the money. We'll make
Give
you
us
some money.
all the up front. Back the dump truck up, and we'll give you a script in like an hour.
Yeah, instantly. All right,
I got ideas.
Where's
movie
this?
idea 351? Adam Sandler is sorry. All right. So if you want to go overall score,
Yeah. What do you got? What do you got, man?
I got a 65 out of 100.
65. Okay. All right.
That puts it at
look. We're together again on this one. I'm at a 61. I'm at a 61.
61.
This one I could not give it the F because
no,
what
it's
it
not
did
that bad.
Give me right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It makes you think and it makes you want more.
I could not give this a C because it also did not pass. So here we are. That's where I'm at.
Exactly.
D, you know?
Like I said, it's not a bad movie, but it's a movie that could have been so much better, so it makes it a worse movie.
Yep. We're there.
Right.
All right. So those are our scores. We're going to hit you with a little outro real quick.
As always, though, our full scores will be in the description. You can check that out.
Yep. It
To
should
see
be
where we're at.
down below. Look, also, if you could, it means the world, to subscribe, like, and share if you can, you know.
Comment, say something. Tell us why you don't agree with us and we shouldn't be writing scripts for Hollywood.
Yeah. And also, if you're the first, we don't have a ton of subs right now. You're the first. If you come across our stuff and you've made it this far, you could be part of something huge. You know, you could be in the doorstep of something huge. So we're gonna keep doing these and keep putting them out there. And if you have any ideas of other stuff we should cover, whether it's games,
let us know,
movies, TV shows, or my beard,
old school games,
or
beard, we'll review the shit out of that.
We have man cave. You know, we can do whatever.
We do man cave party reveal or something.
Man cave reviews.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
You know. All right.
We'll review anything.
Exactly.
Tell us anything that could be on a screen. We'll review it.
Send us a picture
Within
of your
reason.
forehead. We'll do a forehead review.
I'll do that. I'll get all over it.
Yeah, well, don't send us too many pictures of weird stuff, you know.
We'll get a bunch of dicks. It's okay.
That's about all.
That's probably what it'll be.
All right. So this is
all right.
This is Screen Bros, two best friends, little movie reviews. I'm gonna go ahead and say bye now. What about you, Steve? Do you want to wave to the people? I'm waving right
Thanks
now.
for
I know
listening.
You can't see me, but I'm waving.
I'm not waving. I'm just gonna say, hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for giving us a chance. On reviewing. We're gonna be here. We're gonna do reviews. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. All right, this is Screen Bros signing out, and we'll catch you later.
Peace out.